Good day. The plot is certainly greening up now. Flowers coming out, which is lovely. And one thing that I noticed yesterday, it was when I was down, was the mille fleur tomato, which is this one here. I think we can see why that's called mille fleur. Loads of flowers on that. I assume that will be a really small tomato, but rather beautiful. So I've come down to water these today. What I am finding is that these tomatoes in the grow bags need more water than the tomatoes in the ground. They're doing well though. They had more tomato care yesterday, or further tomato care yesterday. And even now I can see that some of them have grown and need a bit more spinning round of the twine to make sure they keep in a decent direction and away from the others. So yes, today is just going to be about watering and tinkering. And tomorrow, I hope that we'll be able to harvest the seed from the cos lettuce that I hoped to do yesterday. Okay, very brief one today. Bye. Good day. This is the cos lettuce that overwintered and has gone to seed. We've let it go to seed. There were actually others in here which we've now removed because I decided this one was the best specimen to save seeds from. And literally all I'm going to be doing is taking heads off, popping them in there. Now, as I'm doing this, you could cut the whole thing. As I'm doing this, seeds are going to drop to the ground and they may come back next year, which is fine. I've often found that volunteer seeds, i.e. ones that fall to the ground and grow next year, are particularly strong. Right, I'm just going to take those. Let's go a bit into the sun. If I do that, maybe there'll be quite a lot of chaff in here that needs to be sorted, but there's also seeds. Let me see if I can pick. You see those seeds? So I'm going to sort out all the bits of fluff that are in there, which are there to help the seeds blow away. Get rid of all the detritus and then save this in a dry paper envelope for next year. Looking forward to that. So why am I saving these seeds? Well, the reason I'm saving these is as this lettuce overwintered outside last year with no ill effect, and we've been harvesting it since March until I let it go to seed, hopefully it will have a propensity to grow in the cold. And if it does, then hopefully it will overwinter in the polytunnel quite well. Fingers crossed. That's not the only one I'm going to be saving seed from. This is our outrageous lettuce, which we really enjoyed. I'm letting that go to seed. And then in the polytunnel, if we just pop in there very quickly, we have this red romaine, which is similar to the outrageous but has more green on it. And again, I'm letting these go to seed. I think I'll take this one, and this one here out, and keep this one and that one there for seed. Right, that's it for today. See you soon. Bye. Good day. It's been a pottering day today, and also getting those jobs done that I've been meaning to do over the last couple of weeks and I just haven't got around to yet. And I came down here this morning and it was a really sort of gorgeous morning, and it's quite hot. And I decided that actually I was just going to crack on with quite a few things. Let me show you what I've done. I have got round to putting these parsley plants in along the short sides of these beds, so both of those sides. And then I have put our fennel plug plants in as well. So they are all in that side. And then this is where I've sown our Autumn King carrots. So I'm really pleased to have got that done. There's very little on the bench now. Just buddleia cuttings from our really dark buddleia, rosemary cuttings, which are now rosemary plants. And then on the right there, just in those plugs, is perpetual spinach. I have also put out this marjoram, planted out these marjoram today. I thought this would be a really good permanent bed for them. It puts some aromatics here, which hopefully will ward off snails as well. So yeah, pleased about that. Let's go and look at where I've re-sown carrots. Actually, before we do, I'm going to go this way through the plot because I now can. It's still a bit of a obstacle course, with this area needing to be tidied up and those bags needing to go to recycling. But I did have bags here, which was making the entrance here really tight. So those bags have been used, and I will show you what for in a minute. And then coming down here, I have put in this bean. This is our sword bean that we were sent, which is a family of gigantes. So hopefully that will climb up the shed. Fingers crossed. Right, I have re-sown this bed with carrots, Autumn King carrots. Between Fenella grubbing it up and slugs, our Autumn King carrots have been pretty decimated, as you can see. But hey ho, c'est la vie. Then we were given chicory some months ago by plot neighbours, and I've used one of the bags of compost that was in the way up there to put into this trough to put these chicory in, which, as you can see, should have gone in ages ago. And then, as you know, we've got quite a few tomatoes, but you can never have enough tomatoes. So I found these 3 tomatoes in a pot. It was actually where I was trying to germinate mountain tea seeds that Vivi had given me. And instead have come up these 3 tomatoes. Waste not, want not. I've put them into this tub with compost, and let's see how they do. So actually it's been a really productive few hours down the plot. I'm so pleased to have got all those little jobs done, and so pleased to have re-sown these. But I'm glad I'm doing this video, because what I have noticed is I haven't watered these. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to give these a water and say goodbye. See you soon. Bye. Good day. Just having a look at our artichokes, and then we'll have a look at our cardoon. So these have flowered and are now going brown, and you can see there, if I do that, can you see there's seeds in there? So these are, this one is still in bloom. These I will just leave to mature fully and then dry off, and they'll be a great hotel for insects over the winter. It's such a majestic plant, though this time of year it begins to get a bit bare and a bit grubby. But I love it when it goes through from this stage to this stage and then to its fully dried winter stage, if you like, where you know it's home to lots of insects that will be pollinating next year, or at least their ancestors may be pollinating next year. Let's just go down there and have a look at the cardoon. This is the cardoon. As you can see, these are much smaller and in fact much more prickly. You can see how it's related to a thistle. And when the sun is out, this is an absolute glory for bees. In fact, there's a bee on that one over there, but it's quite windy and quite cool at the moment, actually, nicely cool, but there's still bees around hovering. But these are really fantastic. They're such, oh look, there's a little bee going in there. Look. These are such structural flower heads, really quite incredible. And we like artichokes. And the cardoon, you can also have these leaves as a vegetable, the spine of the leaf as a vegetable. But we don't. I do tidy it up at the bottom. So I haven't weeded it, but I do take the dead and dying leaves mainly off the bottom because they get quite scruffy and then you have lots of snails. But it is such an amazing structural plant. And of course, like the others, like the artichoke up there, this cardoon will be a haven for insects over the winter. Okay, see you soon. Bye. Good day. It's my birthday today, so I just thought I'd show you how the plot is doing, a few changes, and the lavender that I put in only a couple of weeks ago is doing incredibly well. And a little helper today. There. So yes, it's my birthday and we're at I'll cry if I want to. We're at Vivi's and having a lovely time. But what we did notice a few days ago was that on Vivi's lavender, she has loads of bumblebees. On our lavender, we have loads of honeybees. And if we come over to the French lavender, there are actually honeybees on the French lavender. You see that one there? So yeah, it's really odd because we've really noticed when Vivi came over a few weeks ago, the difference between the bee types on ours and on Vivi's. Hey ho. Well, I'm leaving it there now because my battery's about to run out, which is why it's gone beep, 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 beep a few times. And Vivi says, don't say goodbye without me. Look at that.
Which lens?
Is that my birthday kiss?
Yeah.
Aww. See you soon. Bye. Good day. This is our raised bed where we sowed carrots last week and the parsnips are doing well. But I think Fenella's been listening to me and taken the word bed too literally. I'm not sure if you can see, but there's actually an indentation here where she was lying asleep when I came down this morning. So yeah, I think she's taken the word bed too literally and decided this would be a wonderful place to snuggle. Either that, or she decided my sowing of the carrot seeds in straight lines was incorrect and it would be better for them to be just broadcast, because that's effectively what she's done. Hey ho, the joys of cohabiting a space with wildlife. See you soon. Bye. Say bye, Fenella, wherever you are. Bye. Good day. One of our plot neighbours has this fantastic Thornless Blackberry that she gave me a cutting of. Produces gorgeous fat fruit. I hold my phone, you can see it's sort of the size of my thumbnail. Absolutely gorgeous. And I just saw a bigger branch than this coming off that way here, and I've cut that off to do cuttings. Here is the branch that I've cut off, and as you can see, got these segments here. I've ripped one off already from there, can you see? And this is it here, and I'm going to take 2 cuttings from that. What I've already done is torn it off here, torn, not cut, because this is now off, it's not going to do it any harm. I'd cut it off if it was still on the plant. I've taken the leaves off this segment, the leaves off this segment. I'm going to cut just above this node here, put both of those sections, this section and then that section, into hormone rooting powder. In fact, I don't think it's called hormone rooting powder anymore. It's just called organic rooting powder. And pop into the edges of this pot. I'm going to pop down the corners first. That means that there's plenty of air between the outside of the pot and the root cutting, because it needs good air. And then I might pop one in the middle depending on how many I've got. Make sure soil is well in contact. I'm going to take more cuttings now. I managed to get 12 cuttings out of that branch and have really firmed the soil down, or the compost rather. So what I know is that the stems are in contact with the edge of the pot, which will ensure that air goes down, and that they're well in contact with the soil because I pressed them down as well. And I put them into this bath of water And I'm just going to leave that for 24 hours and let them soak up the water. I've just topped this up with a little bit more water so that it really gets a good soaking. And tomorrow when I'm down, I'll be removing it from this black gravel tray which has no holes in the bottom, and putting these into a green gravel tray that we have that has holes in the bottom. And then I will just be keeping them moist by watering from the top. And hopefully in a few months' time these will be growing well, or at least some of them. Okay, bye.